On Sunday, we will read from the Slichos of Yom Revi'i of Aser Shemei Tshuva. In every day of Aser Shemei Tshuva, there appears a Slicha entitled Akedah, which depicts different aspects of the Akedah and the Mesiras Nefesh of Avraham and Yitzchak, which stands in our stead through the generations. In today's Slicha, in today's Akedah, describes the birth of Yitzchak, and it says, Tena Bikurim, a basket of first fruits. L'meach Hanantoi, at the age of 100, you gifted to Avraham Avinu. Strange that Yitzchak is referred to as the Tena of Bikurim, the basket. He's the Bikurim itself. Tena is a basket. It's a vessel. Tena is numerically equivalent to Kli. And what is being promoted here is that it's not about the fruit. It's about us being vessels to serve Hashem. We are all vessels who are here, who carry proudly and thrillingly the presence of Hashem in everything that we do. What a privilege. Yitzchak, of all the Avos, is depicted and portrayed much more engaged in the world around him, despite his being the epitome of Gvura and Din, which we would think he would sequester himself to a room and seclude himself. But no, Vayizra Yitzchak, Vayigdol, he's planting, he's industrious, and he's successful. He gets into a dispute with Avimelech and his people, but he manages to make a pact, a peace pact, and he makes shalom. And he throws a party, the Avos that's described as throwing a mishteh, vayochlu vayishtu, and he ate with them. He's the Avos that's depicted in a joyous moment of Metzachek es Rivka. He's together with his wife, relating to her in an exquisite way. Later on, the pasuk says, Vayetze Yitzchak l'suach basada. The Ramban says, although we know it means that he davened, according to Chazal, but the Pshutei Shamikra, the Ramban says, was the end of a long, tiring day for the masses of people. And he engaged in warm conversation, l'suach basada, to talk with the people, b'machazik them, because he saw himself as a kli to promote the ratzon of Hashem and bring warmth to the world. And when he turns to Esav and he says, make the matamim asher ahavti, the delicacies that I love, we wouldn't expect Yitzchak to talk about things that he loves, food that he loves. But he loves food because that's the way you learn to appreciate what others appreciate. That allowed him to connect to Esav and hopefully educate him and influence him, which he tried so desperately to do. If we view ourselves as Kalim, then we will understand that we're not just beasts of instinct who turn to our Creator and try to elevate ourselves to be worthy of his attention. But we are the vessels that promote the Kvod Shemayim in the world. That compels us to purify the vessel, to cleanse it, to weave it with thought and purpose and understanding of who we are and what we represent in the world. That is a key to tshuva, to understanding why we must change and will compel us to want to change. I read a fascinating story from the famous storyteller, Yoel Gold, that appeared in a magazine. And he talks about a teachers' convention, a Torah service convention that took place in Philadelphia, and a couple from LA that had attended and was on the way back. They ran to the airport, trying to make their flight. It was a little late. And they run to the the rental car return counter, and the woman checks out the car and says, by the way, your tank is empty. It's $10 a gallon. It's quite a bit of money. You may want to fill up. They said, we have no time. And they pleasantly, without grumbling, without making any trouble, they just took it on the chin and said, okay, just process it. We thank you for your offer and giving us the time, but we just don't have the time. The woman turned to them and he said, are you Jewish? He said, yes, we are. We're Orthodox Jews. And all these other people around you, they're all similar to you, right? They're all Jews. He said, yes, we are. He said, I want to tell you something. And before she tells them what she wants to say, she rips up the agreement and the extra fee. She says, I'm going to reprocess it. And I want to explain to you why. I lost my brother recently, she said. My name is Kelly. And I lost my brother recently. And I'm still grieving. And it was very hard for me to come to work, but I had to. I need to put food on my table. And I was really worried about the disgruntled customers and the usual people that I have to contend with. It makes the day very difficult. And I prayed to the higher authority and I said, God, please help me get through this day. And the entire day, every single person I've met were warm, had concern, were sensitive, were caring, were friendly, and it helped me get through the day. You are a very special people. What's great about the story is not just the Kiddush Hashem, and certainly not that you save a few bucks if you're a nice guy. It's about how natural it was for these teachers who clearly saw themselves and understood how they are the kalim, the vessels that carry and promote Kvod Shemayim, the honor of Hashem in the world. When you view yourself as a kli, as a vessel, as being fortunate to be a vessel that carries the honor of Hashem, the message of Hashem, the warmth of Hashem to the universe, that will compel us to do tshuva. May we all realize that we're all kalim. We are all Atena Bikurim. We all carry on our shoulders Hashem and all that He stands for. If we look at ourselves that way, it'll be a lot easier to set ourselves to the task, to refine the basket, to purify it, to make it shine so beautifully. And in that schus, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will bless us with a Gemar Chesima Tova.